Greetings and salutations. My name is Colbycheese and I'm your pawn shop host here at GoPawn in Altus, Oklahoma. Let's take a new look at all the brand new firearms that we have in stock. Okay, before we get started, I had a comment on the last video that said, hey, you should not be pointing the gun at the camera, assuming that I have a cameraman. Unfortunately, I'm the cameraman. I'm the only person, so everything is kind of done automated. So yes, see, the camera follows me. That's not anybody else. It's me. Okay, let's get everything opened up here and we will see what kind of new stuff we have in stock. So how about we start off a little bit on the lower end. Here we have a Sky 9mm. These are actually pretty decent little firearms for the price. We really haven't had much complaints about these, or relatively probably none, to be honest with you. This is the CPX2. It's a little bit more bulkier in the handle to be able to take in that clip. It looks like the clip is not a double stack, so it's a single, but yet really nice brand. They're solid made. Haven't had very many problems, like I said, from customers picking these up. And we have a lot of people that transferred guns with us as well. So if there's something that you are wanting that we do not have in stock, you can simply be able to order it online from somewhere like Grab a Gun or Gun Broker, and you can be able to have it sent to us for only $20. So that's $20 per firearm or receiver if you're building an AR or something like that. We are the lowest transfer in the entire state of Oklahoma at 20 bucks, and I'm pretty sure the surrounding places that are around here are minimum $40 per firearm. So you can be able to come and get a really good deal on a firearm or just having something transferred into us. I want to show you guys something a little bit unique. This is a Nintendo Glock, and yes, it looks just like a Nintendo Zapper. Now, this guy actually has a custom safety that has been done onto this, because if you know, the majority of Glocks do not have safety unless if you've done something aftermarket to it. This is the 9mm 9x19. It's got a little bit of aging done to it, so it looks super retro, but that is the colors on that guy. You have the gray, red, classic Nintendo look. Not a bad little firearm at all. I like Glocks, don't get me wrong. They're very high quality. They're made, you know, to last, and they have a very good reputation. But I would say my favorite is the Springfield. Now, this is a Springfield Hellcat. This guy right here has a nice little comp on it. It has a little reticle, whatever you want to call it. Not really into putting like sights like that on my firearms, especially something I'm going to conceal, just because this adds, you know, bulk to the firearm. But if you're taking this bad boy out to the range, or if you're just doing some target shots or something like this, definitely does improve your accuracy overall. This is the 9mm Hellcat, and this guy, let me tell you, lightweight, very lightweight. So if you're thinking about picking one of these up to be able to conceal to carry, oh yeah, it is definitely worth it. Like, no weight, doesn't even feel like it's really there. Probably my vape is more heavier than this dude. And here we have a Sig P320. Now this one I think is either a 9 or a 40. No, it's a 9. It's just a little bit bulky. But if you guys know and you're into firearms that the SIGs are a little bit more bulky. They do have very amazing quality done with them. And I know there's been several stories around, you know, SIG having this accidental misfire or something like that when they're dropped. Do we know, or is it an accidental discharge? We really don't. But yet, not the most concealable gun. It does, like I said, have some weight to it. So yeah, if you're into SIG, the P series are very nice. Just for me, just a little bit too bulky. I actually have a SIG at home that I keep by the desk, and you know, it's a 40, so it is a little bit more bulky, but yet it's just primarily for home defense. Now check this little dude out. This is a Roughneck 357. Look at the size of that guy right there. I have never shot one of these before personally, but I can probably tell you that this guy right here kicks like a government mule. 100%. And if y'all have ever fired one of these, please let me know, what is the recoil like on this? I feel like it gives it, you know what I mean? But very well priced. You can be able to pick these up, I think new, for under $300. We actually have a really decent deal on this one, super solid. We're only asking $250. The majority of our firearms are very, very competitive, even with new used places that you can be able to go pick up, you know, from Cabela's or Academy or something like that. We have people that drive over an hour away where all of those stores are like very available to them, but yet they'll come see us because we know, you know, we're going to give them the deal and they're going to get the deal at the end of the day. Now here's a Sig. This one is the 2340. Now this one is a lot bigger, like I said, but this guy right here is in the 40 cal. And if you are not confident with a 9mm, I mean, you know, the 40s will do the job, but yet pretty big, kind of bulky. I'm not one for these big, thick handles, and that kind of comes with the 40. That's why I don't conceal mine. It pretty much sits at the desk. And for our budget guns, which we keep these from time to time. This is a high point. This is a 380. Look at the size of that sucker to be a 380. It's like a boat anchor. Me, honestly, if somebody is new, they're trying to pick up a firearm and they really don't know much about them, I try not to sell the high points to a newer person, because let's be honest, if you're a gun person, you kind of know that High Point has a reputation of, how do we get this guy to decock? That's the safety. Do we? There we go. See, like it doesn't even have a switch thing on it. You pretty much just have to pull your slide again. But look at the size of that. That's a boat anchor for a 380 compared to, let's see, I bet I've got another one in here somewhere. Yes, I do. So we are going to actually compare that guy to, Glock 42, 380. Look at the size of that guy. Now you want a super good concealable firearm? This is it right here. No weight whatsoever. It weighs less than that Hellcat. I would probably say the Hellcat has a little bit more weight on it. Let's actually do a comparison. This Glock and the Hellcat. Very similar in size, but yet, oh man, they're pretty much neck and neck. But honestly, if I was to have one of these guys on me, I would definitely take that Springfield. That is a sick little gun. Really is. And here we have a Walther P320. So these little guys are a 22. They're pretty reliable. I will say though, sometimes 22s tend to jam, but that I think really just comes from the ammunition itself if you don't clean the gun as much. But this guy has a nice little comp on it as well. I've used one of these personally to shoot at coyotes out on the farm because I live out in the middle of nowhere and we stay constantly surrounded by coyotes. So if they come up, try to come across the street, the 22 is not very loud. Not saying, you know, I don't have any neighbors. I think our closest neighbor is like 7 to 8 miles away. So it's not like I'm going to be disturbing anybody, but yet they're accurate, did not jam on me. Of course, keep my firearms clean and stuff like that. But German-made Walther, the P320 series, are very concealable as well. They feel very good, like the material that they're made out of, just that steel feel Yeah, I really like these. I have a somewhat, I like them. I like them a lot. And we have another one that is a P22 as well. This one kind of has like that olive drab, that green kind of look with a black top. It's a P22. So yeah, nice little gun. And we have a Smith 9. This is the SD9VEs. Now, Smith makes a hell of a good gun. They've been around forever. You know, I really can't say anything bad about Smith. My only problem with Smith is some of their stuff is just too bulky. So me, it always comes down to concealability whenever it comes to a gun, because I don't like having them right out on my hip. You know, I would much rather have something tucked away. To be honest, I would like to check out, I think it's Glock that makes the one that has the little bracelets on it and the gun will not fire unless it is close to the bracelet. I think those would be super cool to be able to check out. Haven't had one of those come in the shop, but still I would like to see one. Now, a little bit bigger of a gun. We're going to jump back to the Sig series. This is the P320. It's got that desert brown look to it. Really nice gun, but yet getting back into that bulkiness. I think this guy has a double stack. Yeah, it's got a double stack mag in it. This one is a 9mm. Not a bad gun. I'm not one for colored firearms. I like the black, not even really the stainless steel. You know, it all comes down to concealability again. And I mean, I'm also a fan of black. I normally wear black majority of the time. And here is a Sig P229. This guy has a combo with the laser and a flashlight on it. Do believe this one is a 9 as well. No, I was completely wrong. This one's a 40. Huh, well, it kind of feels like it's a 9. It's a little bit slimmer profile, kind of heavy though. It really does have some weight to it. Let's see, what else can we be able to get into? Let's check out this little dude right here. This little doodad. All right, so this is a NAA M Folder 22 mag. Little pocket dude. It's got a little clip, folds in and out. It's a 6-shooter. It might be single action. Yeah, it's single. I don't like to dry fire them. But yeah, super cool little gun. Let's say, I don't know, you're out and about and you just want something that is super concealed. This could be right up your alley. The 22 mags do have the step up in power compared to the 22. And it seems that 22 Magnums cost a lot more sometimes. And maybe it's just because of the Magnum, you know what I mean? And before we get out of this case, I have another Hellcat over here. This one does not have the comp on it. It does have the little rear sight to it. Now this guy feels a little bit more heavier than this model right here. They're both 9. As you can be able to see, just to compare in size on these guys, I really do like this one a lot. But yet, I would not turn this guy down by any means. It's just the feel on these. I think this is the older model and this is the more newer model. I kind of like this older one. Yeah, it's a slick ass little gun. But we have 2 of these bad boys, and these do not sit around very long at all. It's probably our most asked about and or transferred gun in the store is the Springfield series. Well, the Hellcats. There you go. Here we have a Marlin M60. This is the silver Tasco. I think this is what these are called. And they're just a little bit more collectible because of the silver and the silver scope that you get on these. And this one actually still has the original plastic ends to it. And honestly, I don't think this guy's ever been fired before. So it is new dead stock. Cool little Marlin, especially if you're a collector of Marlins. You kind of know how these silver Tascos, you know, appealed. And here's another Marlin. This is a M80 bolt action. Super super clean gun. Look at the stock on that bad boy. That is really nice. And it is magazine fed, so every time, you know, you got to do your little thing. But I just like shooting 22s just for target. They're very quiet compared to, you know, anything else. And also the ammunition is super cheap compared to other stuff, except back whenever it was around COVID. Now, my gun people in the comments, you guys let me know how crazy your ammunition went up to during COVID. Sometimes it was just hard to be able to get a hold of just simple stuff. And here we have another Marlin. This is the West Point. Now this guy has been completely redone, so it has a nice new darker varnish that has been done to it. I'm going to be honest with you, when this gun first came into the shop, probably a little over a year ago, and not that this gun has been sitting out here for a year, I would show you guys the back, but the back's a little bit more private. We have firearms for days kind of thing. So this gun was actually beat up horribly bad. The stock, everything on this looked like it had just been through the ringer. But now if you look at it, you can't even tell. Our guy that we know does gunsmithing and cleaning on the side, and he does a fantastic job with stuff like that. Now let's jump into some ARs. And here we have an Aero M4E1. It has the camo style done to it, that woodland. It's got your extendable stock. It has a vortex scope on it. You know, you can be able to change all your stuff out with these things. They're, you know, just highly customizable. This is a multi-caliber as well. So 223, 5.56. Everybody always asks about ARs. ARs are probably the hardest gun besides the 30-30 Winchesters to be able to keep in stock. And speaking of 30-30s, and I do believe this one's a Marlin too. Let me just double check everything. Yeah, this is a Marlin 336. Beautiful gun. I like this leather little wrap that's done down here on the bottom of it. Very super clean. An affordable price too, under 800 bucks. Really nice, good quality. Oh, look at that. Smooth as butter, y'all. Beautiful gun. I've only shot a 30-30 like twice, and a little bit more thump than what I actually thought it was going to be. Now check out this dude right here. Let me see exactly what we got. We got another Marlin. This is a 9mm carb. I like this dude a lot. Sweet looking gun. It kind of has like maybe a Thompson type feel to it for me. Maybe it might, you know, have a different vibe for you, but I kind of feel like this is so close to a Thompson. Just, you know, put a little foregrip right here, and yeah, neat little gun. This guy's actually very fairly priced, and it's super clean at around 600 bucks for that. And to be honest with y'all, like I said, we take care of all of our customers. We have repeat clientele that come in on the weekly, bi-weekly, or a monthly basis, just because they know if something is wrong, they can be able to come back to us. They know that they're not going to get hosed whenever they come in the store. We're going to take care of them. It's better to be able to have the relationship with a customer that they're going to get quality out of us and know, you know, they're not going to get taken to the cleaners. Now, I have a Saga 12 right here, Russian-made assault type shotgun. You know, this guy right here, straight home defense, 100%, Russian-made. Reminds you so much of the AK-47s, as you can see. And speaking of AKs, AKs are super hard to be able to keep in the shop. I'm wanting to say every time that we probably get one, it doesn't sit around no more than a couple weeks. And usually somebody has come in or a farmer has seen it and they're like, hey, you know, I don't need this, but I want it anyways. And now right here is one of my favorite guns. This is the SKS. This guy right here has the original bayonet on it as well. It's actually pretty damn clean, to be honest with you. There are a couple nicks and knacks on the stock, but I mean, you're talking about a gun that was thrown around and has seen a little bit of action. I wouldn't be surprised if it has some notches on its belt as well. That does happen whenever you do get a lot of military rifles in. We can be able to get stuff from Vietnam era, Desert Storm. We've had some, like I said, Vietnam AKs, the M16 as well, and they've probably seen a little bit of combat. Now, on to our hunting guns. Let me double check this guy for us right here. Mossberg Patriot. This is a 6.5 Creedmoor. Really nice hunting rifle. The 6.5 Creeds more than get the job done. Probably the most requested, probably besides the 243, whenever it comes to hunting, especially whenever deer season. It's like people in a vehicle. They like certain things and certain calibers, you know, and always the 6.5 Creedmoors tend to be at the top whenever people ask. And like I said, though, you can be able to stick with the 30-06, the 243 whenever it comes to hunting, but everybody has their own brand of what they like and, you know, what's acceptable and they're comfortable with. Now here, let me double check everything real quick. We got it at Remington M700. This bad boy, super clean. It's got the Bushnell on it. It's got a nice little bipod. You know, if you're taking it out and you're trying to do some target with it, if you were going to probably be using this guy for a hunting rifle, you'd probably take off this bipod and yeah, you're pretty much ready to go with this bad boy right here. It's probably took $1 or $2 in its lifetime. The majority of the stuff that we get in is usually secondhand, so they've seen some type of action, if you will. Now here is a single action. It's a breakover. This is an H&R 2506, and I have never shot one of these before myself. It is a very, very nice looking gun. Super clean. I kind of like this, what would you call this? Like a walnut or something like that, the lighter looking color. But yeah, very solid, reasonably priced. I know these can be able to get up there just a little bit, but at around $400 for this rifle, you can't go wrong. Over here on the wall, we do have another AR. These tend to go pretty fast. We'll throw something up here just to catch somebody's attention. But I kind of like these, oopsie daisies, I kind of like these Remingtons right here, these pumps. They are very nice. Not a huge fan on poly, but whenever it comes to something more of a home defense, totally does not hurt my feelings one bit on this bad boy. It is fed down here. Sounds super clean. Yeah. And this, let's get our model there as the M887 on that guy. So yeah, nice home defense shotgun. It's got the little choke doodaddy on there. And one thing that we usually get questioned about a lot, whenever husbands want something for their wife when they're, you know, away, and they want to make sure that they can be able to defend their home if something happens. I generally don't try to go for the shotguns just because of that recoil, you know? And if you're not out and you're not familiar with it and you haven't learned how the gun feels, sometimes, you know, you can... You know, so what I really like to tend to do, and not talking down on the calibers at all, because 22 is the most deadliest round in the world. It actually has the most rate in America, just because it's affordable. But I really think, well, that's the phone. I have to go answer the phone. Okay, sorry about that. Had a phone call, had to, you know, stop what we were doing. But what I suggest is the 380. It's small, they're compact, they do not kick like a mule. There we go. They're not as intimidating, especially for your wife or, you know, smaller hands, just in case something like that does happen. The recoil on them, super low. 380s get the job done. Like I was saying, the 22 is super deadly. Just go and look at the calibers that cause fatalities, and you'll see that the 22 is the highest out of anything that is out there. So between the 380 and the 9mm, I feel are very comfortable, especially for a home defense. Shotguns are very nice, don't get me wrong, but the recoil, the weight, especially if you're not familiar to the firearm, can be, you know, a little bit daunting sometimes. Okay, thank you guys for coming and hanging out. I really do appreciate it. I got to get this cabinet here locked up. But if you like the video and you want to be able to continue to see the stuff that comes in, obviously I can't make a pawn shop video every week because it's not like a high inventory turnover like you see on Pawn Stars or something like that where something has been set up. So I'm glad I could be able to show you this inventory. Don't forget to like, subscribe. And if you really truly want to support what I do here, because I do more than the pawn shop as well, consider becoming a monthly member. You can be able to hit that join button down at the bottom. That'll give you a nice little badge beside your name with a little cheese logo. But as you know, I normally do ghost towns and travel videos, but I like to show you guys the shop from time to time. And if there's anything else inside of this store that you would like to personally see, all you have to do is just leave that comment below and you know I'll show it to you. I normally say I'll see you guys in the next town, but I will see you in a video. Take care, y'all.